Hi, I'm Pauline.
Hey, I'm Priscilla.
I'm Pal.
And I'm Tamyon.
And welcome to the P3T podcast.
Yeah.
Do you listen to the episodes to check if you're in tune?
Yeah.
But you're not in tune.
Sometimes I
One
actually
time I
don't
was
make
in
sure.
Oh, you make sure?
No.
Oh, you don't make sure? But one time I was in tune. I was so proud of myself. So today we'll be talking about something that's kind of interesting, which some of us have not been into, but... It's okay, coaches don't play.
That's right.
No
shade.
I'm joking. But it's something that tunaangalia from the side view or from afar, from the bench. Anywho, so we'll be discussing about the current trends that we've seen in dating today, and to dive right into it.
Before you even get into it, mimi niko na swali yenu. Kwa nini mko kwa bench?
Girl.
Hatuko kwa bench of the coaches. Yeah, we are leading the way. We are leading the way. This is what the most successful managers were not the best players.
Genuinely. When you get in the game.
The opportunity has not shown itself.
I'll give an honest answer. I don't particularly put myself out there. Yeah.
The opportunity for me has not shown itself. That is my answer.
Mimi ni mwongo.
What do you know? Like on my end.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Mimi sijui man.
Pia wewe elewi.
Hata mimi sielewi. But I don't know, man. But you know what? I think the Lord has just said, you know what?
It's not
It's
your
okay.
time
It's
yet.
not my time. No, I think I'm getting more comfortable with that. You know, when the time comes, the Lord knows.
Yeah.
Lucky Lord, please let it not be if, not a question of if, but a question of when. Yeah. So, what should let's just see what the Lord has in store. See what the Lord has. Tell me why that song was also in my head.
Yes. But I'm not in mine.
Sasa wewe umetoka kutoka bench. Kuna umerudi?
Nimerudi juu. Nilirushiwa counterfeit na shetani. Anyhow, yeah, I'm waiting for the real deal. Yeah. Anyhow,
So endelee.
diving into the deep
Ngoja
end.
kwanza. Karen, mbona uko bench?
Wewe hata kuko bench uko kwa stand.
Siwezi accept Karen. If I were you, violence.
Mimi sio host, nilena bench.
Nataka kujua you are part of this podcast.
Kwanza vile umeongea leo in every episode.
Even before, you check the episode before.
Really?
Because that one for Nini, for the one that we were arguing, for contraceptives.
Karen was in that episode. I think it should have just been P3TK.
Yeah.
Anyway, mimi niko kwa bench kwa sababu siku nilitoka kucheza. Hata siku warm up niliambiwa nirudi kwa bench na Yesu. Sasa tunangoja. We are waiting for the right one. We are waiting for the right one.
We are hoping in that university, the Lord shall shine his face upon us.
Amen.
Introduction. Hapo hata tuikae. Let it stay. We'll wait. You know, people live with two certificates. Even me, I'm living with two. My main one in Chinese. Msijali. Tunataka tu tuna mbili, lakini sio hizo mbili watu wanajua.
Okay. So, diving into this whole conversation, I'd like to pose a question. What are the trends you have seen in today's dating world, that you are okay with? Or something you realized, this is different and is workable? What is that one thing that you've seen in today's dating scene compared to like our parents' time or before or in history that stood out for you? Yeah.
I have one. Sorry, can I go?
Yes.
I have one, and it might be kind of controversial, but and I'll explain why I genuinely think it's a good thing, but splitting the bill.
Let me explain why.
Tell me why I was
Because-
thinking along those lines.
Yeah.
Great minds, man.
Have you seen those TikToks of?
No.
You've not watched.
The Changa handshake.
Terribly failed.
We failed. But yeah, so here's what I think, yeah? I think splitting the bill is not inherently wrong. Now, I do believe men are supposed to be providers. I do believe that. But I don't think they have to provide for everybody. I feel like they have to provide for their wife and their family. So in the season of dating and in the season of feeling each other out and knowing if you want to spend the rest of your life with this person, I feel like it's a disadvantage for men to be expected to provide even then. You know, they're expected to provide even then, and they don't even know if they want to marry you or not. So in that situation, I think splitting the bill is actually the way it's supposed to go, and I have zero problem if a man tells me to pay my half of the bill. In fact, tell me I will pay the half of the bill.
Yes, Pal, sorry.
It's okay. I had a similar thought to you as well, just the abolishment of gender roles into dating and marriage. So like these days, like it's not the woman taking care of the household duties and everything, you know, it's both of you. Because I saw this couple talking, bless you. I saw this couple talking in a forum that I attended. And they were saying, like this guy, it was like fellowship. So we were like in a group of people, and this guy was saying, a young man, a university student, saying he still believes in gender roles. So, the both of you go to work, but the woman comes home, she cleans, she cooks, she takes care of the baby, she does everything, and he sits down and he chilled, essentially. So, but now we had an older couple with us, who not older, they'd been married for a bit, and they were saying, okay, if you believe in gender roles, then the woman should stay home.
Yeah, she shouldn't go to work.
Yeah, that's
the only way it's fair.
Yeah.
Because if she's going to work and you still expect her to come and do all of the household chores, you are. I was going to say you're not a man, but I told myself I'm going to stop saying that statement.
You're not being fair.
Yeah, you're not being fair.
So I think that just now the woman said, but she was very kind about it. She said, if you believe in gender roles, then the woman should not be helping you pick up the expenses in the home. You should pay for everything yourself. She should not feel, or even if she goes to work, she should not share her paycheck with you, because it's your job to be the provider, the sole provider. If you are going the gender role route.
Yeah, and sorry, just before you move on to your next point, I think another thing that you ought to think of, if you're one of those men that's like, I'm going to provide for my family, I don't think you realize that providing for your wife and your family doesn't end at paying bills. That means if she has to get her hair done, ni wewe. She has to get her nails done, ni wewe.
The children are going to a birthday party,
Ni wewe. If she wants to go out with her girls, ni wewe. So like, be aware of that, because all of this entails in providing, you know. So if you're going to go that route of I expect her to be home and doing all the dishes, then you also need to be doing your end of the bargain.
Kama ni holiday mnapanga,
Ni wewe tu. It's just you.
Yeah, so I just think I like that this generation has started to abolish the gender roles, and it's become more of like, let's work together, let's figure this out as a team, instead of this is my role and this is your role and we're moving in these concrete solid lines. Because what happens when a man loses his job? He's not the provider anymore.
Or if he physically can't go back to work, you know, accidents happen. So now atutakula juu you are the man and you can't work and you're supposed to be the provider.
So does he become less of a husband?
Because he can't provide.
Yeah, because
that's
it's in a rough season.
an interesting conversation, because statistics show a lot of those men lose their wives, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, so it doesn't make you less of a husband, it doesn't make you less of a man. It's just life throws at you different situations and different circumstances. And I like the fact that we are now more and more we are realizing that situations matter more than these concrete traditions that we've held for so long. Yeah, that's it.
Mr. Mix.
I think, okay, maybe this is not seen as much, but I like how the media I am consuming is pushing for women to be better gifters. Like socks and a tie can't cut it anymore.
Yeah, man.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
man.
cut it anymore.
I think that someone was telling me something interesting. It's like there's this conversation. So this conversation was interesting to me because someone was asking, so if not socks and a tie, what do we get men? Like, what do they like? And people were like, yeah, men's gifts are so expensive. Oh, PlayStation. Oh, games. Like you can't just get those. Those are so expensive. But then, like some guy was saying, him personally as him, he wouldn't mind like simple gifts like flowers. He would love to get flowers. I wanted to get him flowers, but I was broke. It's not my fault. Economy. But yeah, so sometimes I think we tend to
Only look on a
overthink it.
20 bob.
Stem moja ni 20 bob.
Okay, wapi?
Kwa barabara.
Tulikuwa huko tulikuwa a bit of expensive areas. Moja probably ingekuwa like 100 bob na sikuwa na 100 bob.
100.
Yeah, so sometimes I think we tend to overthink it, but it's not that bad. It's not that difficult.
For me, I guess a trend that I really like, especially seeing this growth in society, is the increase of people being more susceptible or open to couples therapy. So the fact that now people are able to have these candid discussions with their partner, like not only when they're having issues, you don't need couples therapy when your home is burning down, but like just
Maintenance.
yeah, there's more. It's like, yeah, it's maintenance, as you put it. You have these open discussions and healing your wounds. And especially one thing I've realized, there's this divorce attorney I watched who said that a majority of divorces happen not because problems start in the beginning of the marriage or in the relationship. It's because both parties have their own individual issues, and they bring it together and they amplify and heighten over time. So I feel like couples therapy gives an opportunity to both parties or both partners to navigate their wounds also separately, because there are sessions where you live and have them alone. So with your counselor or your therapist, you're able to talk about your personal issues, your trauma, and then your therapist will also have the same discussion with your partner, and then bring the two of you together and have those discussions. How can your partner help you in this part or in that part, and both of you are healing from it, because life is a constant journey of problem solving. You're solving the traumas that you had, the problems that you had, and I'm happy to see that so many people, rather not in Africa, but I think in Africa it's starting. We're getting there, but generally people are more open to like going for therapy and solving their issues, not just quitting or just nyamazaing, like keeping quiet to their issues. Yeah. Also, this will lead me to the second question. Which trends do you not like in the dating space of today?
Can I go?
Yes, girl.
I don't like, and this is just a personal preference. I'm not saying you do this, I look down on you, but it's something that I will not be doing. Hopefully, I don't know if I am. People change.
Love it.
You're accountable.
No, but my opinion could change when I'm there, and now I'm talking as a third party. Something that I hope to not do is overly express my physical attraction to somebody. I don't like
PDA.
PDA, but
not PDA, like
DA.
just lust.
PD. What is PD?
Public display of affection. Like it's not all PDA. I'm not against all PDA, but I
Like making out in public.
like making out in public.
over
Like, yeah, overt PDA. Like I think the healthiest relationships are people who are secure in their relationship without even having to necessarily show it all the time and flash it around to each other. I feel like that's where insecurity might start to stem from, to show this is my man, leave him alone. This is my woman, leave her alone. So I hope to not overly display PDA, because there's this, I've talked about it before. I talked about it kitambo. I think I've talked about it twice. One time I saw this American couple. We were hanging out with them for a bit, for like 2 days, 3 days, 2 days, 3 days. And then and they were in college at the time. So when I was in high school, we had just finished high school, and then they were like in college, and they were dating, they're together. And these guys, like, granted, at some point we were hanging out with their parents, but there's a time when we were just hanging out, like, just us youngins. So, but those two, like, there was zero PDA between them. Zero. And I was so shocked. I was like, you people, see you Americans.
Yeah, especially for
See you, you know. I was like, because I was fully expecting them to, like, hold hands, you know, like, you know, he puts his arm around her, nothing. I was so surprised. I was like, am I living in the second dimension? You know, I was so surprised at how, like regular, casual they were. And I was just like, this is what I want my relationship to be. And today they are married. They got married last year.
I think you're married. You're talking about the wrong couple. They're getting married.
Oh, sorry. They're engaged. Today they're engaged. Sorry.
Even when it's about to be so sad.
No. Today they are engaged. Yeah. They got engaged in December. Around the time of December, they're engaged. So they're getting married. So they're getting married this year. And me, I find it so, it's such a, for me, I found it so pure and so holy. Like that relationship, it was still so clear that they were together, but
they didn't need to show us.
Yeah, they didn't feel the need to show everyone. Pamoja, see us now. So yeah, but I'm not knocking PDA. I'm just knocking the overemphasis on PDA. Yeah.
So now I have a question. What if someone's love language is
Physical touch.
Then I'm okay with that. That's what I'm saying, it's a personal preference. You know, if you like that, then I'm fine with it. But I just had so much respect for that couple.
She wanted to be in her face all the time.
What if
and then
your partner's love language is physical touch?
Wow. Then I don't know, just don't touch each other inappropriately.
No, you
or my partner. Yeah. Then I'll just make it clear, like, this is how I want to move. And if he can't help himself, then maybe you are not compatible.
Yeah. So be it.
Yeah.
So plenty of fish in the sea.
So you don't think you can be compatible with someone whose love language is different?
I think I could. But they'd have to respect. They would have to if it's physical touch, they would have to respect my wants. But that's both what I'm saying. My opinion might change.
But also, I feel like we're cornering you because physical touch doesn't necessarily mean your hands are all over each other.
Yeah.
You know, like it could just be like, oh, maybe he's holding your hand.
Are you okay with holding hands?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or like something that's not inherently sexual.
That's what I'm saying.
That was actually what I was going to ask. Like, for you, okay, now you said physical touch is a nine. So now,
Not necessarily, but the sexual part of physical touch is what I don't want. Was I unclear?
Okay.
I don't want to sexually touch my boyfriend in public. Thank you.
Okay. So the line is drawn when it becomes more lustful.
Yeah, I guess I could make, if my boyfriend wants to, like, if it's like language is physical touch, we can make some adjustments. But if you're like, I want to do this, I'm like, sorry, even in private, we will not be doing that. We will not be doing that. Thank you. Yeah. So, but I would love it if, like you see, like for me, the reason why I admire that couple is because I think one of my love languages is physical touch. I don't know, I'm not in a relationship, but I think
You've never done the test, pal.
Even if I do the test, like
it's hard to tell.
Until
You can't know.
You can't know until you've done.
Yeah.
But the love languages is...
The test helps you, gives you like a general idea.
Yeah.
But you can't objectively say, my love language is not physical touch
You
and you've never
confirm
been
the
in
difference.
a... Yeah, exactly. Basically.
But I think I have a high suspicion because mtu akinishika sometimes I'm just like, go. I don't want to like deal with that. But so I have a feeling physical touch might be one of them because I ran away from it so much. So, but that's also why I don't want to awaken love before it's time. I don't want to awaken lust before it's time. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons. But also, even them not hand holding, for me, that really spoke to me. It really did speak to me. I was like, yeah, I think this is how I want to live my life. Yeah, it was,
Interesting.
but that's not how everybody has to live their life.
Just you, come a pal.
You know, the way everybody has personal convictions. That's a personal conviction, and I'm not knocking down anyone who like is a proponent of PDA. People are different, but for me, it spoke volumes. Yeah, there's a saying that says, "Preach the gospel at all times, and when necessary, use words." I think it was Saint Francis of Assisi who said that. Yeah. And that spoke to me. That preached the gospel to me without using words.
Okay.
What is Saint Francis?
Of Assisi. Saint someone of Assisi.
That dating trends that I don't like. I don't know. I really don't know. I think for me, it's just when. No, I can't give like an answer. I haven't thought about it. Tamiron, go before me, then I'll answer after you. I was going to say you answer before me.
I can give an answer.
Yes,
Hookup
Karen.
culture, I hate it. I hate it so much. Hookup culture is what a lot of young people ascribe as like, it's normal. How will you know what you like? Unless unless you are sleeping around. And then hookup culture isn't even like getting to know what you like in your opinion. It's wasting other people's time because none of you have a goal. So why are we here? But maybe that's just because my goals are different from yours. Your goal is to sleep with as many people as you can.
Shibambe.
Sorry, not sorry. Mine is to find a husband. So
Okay, in addition to that, then I have one, and this one is informed by a tweet I saw that was like, some women will be like, I'm never getting married because marriage is too great a what? No, a
Commitment.
Yeah. Marriage is too great. I'm never getting married because marriage is too great a commitment, and then they have a child with that man. So it's like I'm not saying you have to get married because I know that in of itself is an entirely different conversation. But I'm saying don't have children with people you don't want to spend the rest of your life with, because what's gonna happen? One of two things is going to happen. Either one of many things is going to happen, but the ones that have come to my mind immediately is either you're going to resent that man for impregnating you, and then you're going to keep that man's child away from him. And you hear this so many times. Men are like, oh yeah, I have a son, but I've not seen him because me and the mother are not on speaking terms, so I can't ever go to him. That's number one. Or number two, you're going to hate, you're going to how do I explain this in words? You're going to get to a point in your life where you feel like, this child stopped your life and your the trajectory you wanted your life to take. Yeah, so you start resenting the child, the truth of the matter is the majority of men don't want children with people who aren't their wives. And that is the majority of men, and I say that without fear of contradiction. You can't convince me that there is a man out there who wants children without a wife. Like, even if it's not the traditional way of getting a wife, he at least wants the woman who's helping him raise his children, for them to have a relationship, even if it's not the traditional marriage relationship. He wants them to have a relationship. I don't think men just like children the same way women like children. Women just like children because biology, it's indoctrinated in us. We can have that conversation a different day, but I don't think men like children like that. So you can't convince me that there's a man who just wants a child for just wanting a child. There are women out here who will get pregnant knowing fully well that father has no intention of being in that child's life, just because they wanted a child. Just because they wanted a child, So, I don't understand why anyone would put themselves in that situation, especially if you're fully aware that this man has zero intention of being a father.
Why?
And I think this kind of ties back to what Karen was saying. Yeah, fine, our goals are different. Yeah, you just want to experiment and sleep with as many people as you want, or maybe you just want to be a mother but you don't want to be a wife, or you don't want to have a partner. fine, but like, why would you put your child there, knowing how much with all the research that we have about single parent homes, knowing how much at a disadvantage they are to happily married and happily safe homes. Like, like, I'm not saying single parent homes are always wrong. Like, it's always better to be a single parent than to raise your child in an abusive relationship, But like, when you look at statistics, people who have grown up with parents who love each other are so much better in terms of mental health, So, like, I don't understand why you would put your child through that just in the name of experimenting or in the name of finding yourself or wanting a child. Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah. Tamix?
I think maybe hookup culture.
Kakati is so down.
As Paul Karen.
Yes, for him to reevaluate.
I apologized. Mine didn't even come out of my mouth. I caught myself. Shout at Tamix.
My bad. As Karen said, hookup culture. And then, unfortunately, we still live in a society where, like, men will take you out and expect sex in return at the end of the night. Man.
Unfortunately. That's...
I would say this though. There are some men who are like coming up that men we know who are okay, at least who are meeting. Who, like, even them, like, I'm realizing that they're not even, sometimes you think about church men being, they're the worst because they're
players.
They're wolves in sheepskin. But like, I'm starting to meet people who are like genuinely like men who want to like keep themselves, not only for their woman but for God. I'm just like, wow.
Another
where's
one.
The ring.
Another I'm like recently learning where how people generally say when a woman has a lot of sex she's a whore, but when a man has a lot of sex he's a stud. Apparently that's not true amongst all male circles. Like, I've met quite a number of men who them, like, they'll tell you to your face, you are a boy, you need to grow up. Because why are you sleeping with all the women? Like, what's wrong with you? Oops. So like, apparently it's not true of all men.
I feel like for me the trend that I resent rather is ghosting and not taking responsibility. So like, for instance, where it comes as a result of, again, psychology.
Go get that degree.
Where a lot of people are actually avoidants. So like, they have this attachment style of pulling away when something gets serious, or they start feeling like a genuine connection, which is a result of like upbringing and how the kind of relationship they had with their caregivers, which in today's society is like a thing where a lot of kids, teenagers, youth are struggling with, where they didn't have a good relationship like with their parents, be it fathers, be it mothers, and that like has a very bad psychological effect on how they view relationships or how they perceive even relationships. So a lot of people have resorted to like ghosting or just not taking responsibility for their actions, or just always wanting to see that they are always on the right and never taking like the blame for something that they probably did wrong. Which again, that's why everyone needs therapy again. Because it's necessary to heal through your past traumas, because you end up carrying these things into your dating scene and or your dating or into your romantic relationship, and then you end up bleeding on people that didn't cut you. So
Wow. That's the snippet.
Anywho, so basically, I think that's one trend that I don't like. Also with the hookup culture.
What is your trend?
At high school. Oh. Kwanza in university. I imagine I said high school.
I heard.
Kwanza in campus. Like, the way people just... Like, literally there's a time I was not having the greatest day, and I was talking to this guy who, to be honest, was like sent from heaven, because that time I was bawling my eyes out because of having broken up with my
Mr.
ex.
Trash.
Yeah. Anywho, and he came at a point where I was really crying and I was not okay, and he just came and was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." And then he sat with me, and then we talked. It was in the evening, and then he was listening to me like.
Gosh, I feel like Priscilla, you have such surreal experiences.
Right.
I couldn't imagine that happening in my life.
Yeah, he was such a godsend person, because he was like, "Oh, let's go take a walk to like calm your nerves and all." So we
This
took a
person know
walk.
you.
No, he's a stranger.
What?
Yeah,
You're crazy.
a complete stranger.
Why are you not dating?
Why?
How?
I think we'll just throw these people at you, man.
Priscilla is God's daughter. Me and his stepdaughter.
For real.
It was so strange. So we went for the walk. Then I was explaining to him like what happened in like my relationship, and he's like, in campus, no, like, because in third year, in campus this is what you need to prepare yourself for. Like, everyone hooks up. It's normal. I'm like, no, it can't be normal. I'm still that naive young girl in my head. No, like, why would someone intentionally emotionally heartbreak someone?
Yes.
Like, why would you put yourself and also that person through what you're
that.
doing? Yeah. And
Multiple times.
multiple times.
And by that point, you
Exactly.
know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. And then the worst part is, this guy was like telling me, in such relationships, because he also has experience in this. Although he was telling me I'm taking a break from it because I got hurt. So he was saying how, what was I saying? Oh yeah, he was saying how in this kind of relationships they're like kind of contractual. So like you literally can approach someone, yeah, I want to be your friend with benefits, man. And then they get into it, but eventually there's going to be a point in time either one of you are going to catch those feelings. And when they catch those feelings, now you decide to pull away, now ghost, or you just decide, okay, we need a break from this. I don't feel you like that, and
And
someone
attachment
is
is
going
there.
to be hurt.
I will never understand how people get shocked that they catch feelings for people they're having sex with. What do you mean? It's such an intimate thing.
Yeah.
How do you not catch feelings?
Exactly. It still boggles my mind. But yeah, that's how it is. And that was the last question because we didn't have much to discuss. But if anyone has a question,
No.
we
Close it out.
yeah. Anywho, so
It's been a good episode.
Yeah.
thank you for tuning into this episode. I hope you enjoyed. You can find us on Instagram and do follow us at P3T Podcast. You can also reach out to us on our email at p3tpodcastke@gmail.com.
Coca-Cola.
Yes, Coca-Cola.
Sana. Tunaona hapa. Sina konga roko.
Coca-Cola Africa. That's local.
Please do DM us, or at least
Just
email
DM,
us.
email.
Email us, sponsor us. Well, it has been an amazing episode. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to listen to our episodes and follow us on IG. DM us if you have any comments. You can leave it on the snippet, and also just DM us again. Anywho, for us it's a wrap. So bye.
Bye.